How could you sit in here with windows that are blacked out?
It don't matter to me. I'm used to it.
Right about that. Right about how you've gotten used to the fact that you can't see sunlight when you go into your classes during the day.
I mean, but it's on the street side.
If you think about it, it's like you can't look out.
What's probably more sad is that it's normal to you.
Yeah.
That the fact that that's become your normal. The fact that the fact that stuff like that happens, the conditions in which you guys are expected to learn in aren't the same when you go other places. But what's probably even sadder is that it's so normal to you that if it wasn't there, you would think something was wrong.
The students had come to a place where they had realized that they really wanted to do something to improve the conditions of the schools. They went down to the school board and had about a 20-minute presentation where they talked about why they deserve a better education. And they walked away absolutely elated with the progress that they made.
We are aware of the conditions that go on around our school. We are aware of the stuff that people hear about these inner city schools. Well, that's not all true. With the academy that I'm in, the Black Male Youth Academy, we are trying to make that change.
So I guess when I first started the Black Youth Academy, I had low expectations for myself, low expectations for everybody in the classroom. I said, he's just like any other teacher that comes from, I didn't know he was from Inglewood to begin with. I said, he's coming from Santa Monica, Hollywood, trying to change the life of some black kids. It's going to be an epic fail, and we're all going to overrun the classroom, and he's going to leave, and we're never going to see him again.
In this process, we went from trying to keep them from going to prison to turning them into scholars. The expectations that I had, that they had for themselves, had begun to change. We knew that something else was possible, and that it was important for us to strive for that thing that was possible. That they could go to college, that they could be someone, that they could be somebody.
I never stepped into a UC campus and any four-year campus if he wouldn't have taken me on those field trips to Berkeley, UCLA, USC. My eyes wouldn't have been exposed to that culture. Of an actual college student, I thought that was like a dinosaur to me. Like, oh, like that, I don't know, like, you know, I thought it was so far away to the point to where it's like, okay, I'm never gonna get there.
I didn't walk in there with this plan where I said, I have a solution for the plight that's facing black males. I walked in there with them and said, look, no one has a solution for the plight that's facing black males, but if we work together, we can try and figure this thing out.
Black Male Youth Academy showed up and showed me that I don't have to do all that gangbanging, smoking weed, all that other nonsense, that I can actually go to school and actually become something. I come to school, I go to class, get good grades, stay out the streets, don't smoke weed, just all the opposites of the stereotypes.
What do you think that does for the generation that comes after you?
A chain effect, because it takes one leader and all will follow.
Are you that leader?
Yes.
We want each other to succeed. We don't want no one to fail. We tired of the black community just being labeled as ghetto or game makers. We want to show the world that we're not, and that as that brotherhood, we're doing it together.
It's not our fault that our school is built in an inner city where there's a lot of gang violence on the outside of school. That's not us. We're inside the schools trying to get an education because we know the only way you could get out of the ghetto is going through college and making something with yourself.
My job is not to do it for them. My job is to show them how to get there. And that's what the BMYA is. It's about showing them how to get to where they want to get. These young men want to go to college. When they want to go to college, my job, our job, is to help show them what it takes to get there, to build the skills, the ability, the power, and the process to see themselves as college graduates. And that starts now.
I have that fire in my heart to want to change the community around me because I see the flaws now. I don't want to leave it because I have faith in this community. I know that there's something deeper in it. The Black Male Youth Academy made me care about my community.